So, you know that strawberry dragon fruit refresher picture I sent you?
Yes, the diabetes in a cup.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like a Jolly Rancher.
Oh,
And it was pretty in pink, and I think that's what inspired me to put pink on today.
I went. Well, with my crown, I thought I would wear Alaska Thunder 5000. My shirt. She's
Okay.
a queen from RuPaul. She won Drag Race All Star Season 2.
I know who she is.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
She's the one that goes, bye, or hi, right?
That's exactly who she is.
Yeah, I did a little research because she was in one of the Sharknado movies. Plus, I knew she used to date Sharon Needles, which was a season
Hmm.
that I watched. So, look at me. No, my
Look at
taste.
you knowing your Drag Race history.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm joined by Her Majesty Aaron Wallace.
I was going to try to think of the Queen song or what like that, but I can't figure out what it was. So whatever. Hello.
And tonight, as part of our special Pride edition of our podcast, we are talking about the character of Jack McPhee, who was a gay teenager on the primetime soap opera Dawson's Creek. And he was on the show from 1998 until it ended in 2003. So let's roll the credits and we'll get into it.
Oh, chat.
So I can't remember. Were you like? I know that you watched pretty much everything on the WB, but did you watch it regularly, Dawson's Creek?
No, I watched season five and six. I did,
Mm.
but 1 through 4, no.
See, Dawson's Creek for me was like on the cusp of when I was still like not allowed to watch certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first season, my grandmother was like, "You can't watch that because they were promoting the scandal of Pacey and the teacher." She's like, "That's rubbish. That's garbage. You can't watch that. Where did rubbish come from?" I have to stop watching Australian stuff.
My cousin, who's from Australia, moved to my little hometown, and my family's picking up little things like rubbish or things like that, and I'm just like, it's too cute. Oh.
But yeah, so I wasn't allowed to watch it because of that scandalous affair.
Well, it came on the same time as 90210, I believe.
It did because season 2 started with a little nod to that.
Mm-hmm.
When Dawson asked Joey out, and she said, "I don't know, Luke Perry's back on 90210."
See,
So I felt like,
and we watched my mom watched 90210.
Gotcha.
So, and that was probably before There's also Dawson's Creek to a kid isn't really flashy, I guess.
Oh, it was intriguing to me.
Oh, okay. We remember I was a Melrose Place kid, so I was used to just all that drama.
Yeah, in some ways you were, I don't even know what to call what you were. more exposed to things than I was.
I know the small town country boy was more exposed in the.
While you were watching Queer as Folk at 13, I was like, "Oh my god, there's a gay character on Dawson's Creek." Meanwhile, you're just watching people fuck at like 14.
I was filling my oats.
I guess. So, the character of Jack McPhee came on in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
His sister, Andy McPhee, was actually introduced first, and then he came on, I think, an episode or 2 later.
Yeah, poor Andy. She got cut from the series finale.
Not if you have the DVD.
Well, if you have the DVD, she wasn't, but the broadcast version, she was cut.
I know. Too sad. We don't talk about that. It's very sad. So when Jack first comes on, he's a little bit shy and he's a little bit awkward. a little clumsy. He gets a job at the what was the restaurant that uh,
Burned
Joey's
down.
family owned? Something Ice. Was it Ice Palace or Ice House? Something Ice, I think. It doesn't matter. He worked
Yeah.
at the family restaurant, and he was always dropping dishes, clumsy, whatever,
Hmm.
which pissed Joey off. Um, but
A lot of things. It was easy to piss Joey off, though.
she was just so angsty.
I know, I love it.
Um, but somewhere along the way, he kind of endears himself to her, and she starts to like him. I guess there were episodes where they like had to close together, so they ended up bonding, just like talking about each other's lives growing up, whatever.
You
And
really thought they were going to start like a relationship.
well, they did. So things
Well,
got
well,
rocky with Dawson, and she felt like she needed to like explore because she spent her whole like youth lusting after Dawson. She felt like she needed to see what else was out there.
well, it was Cape Side. There was pretty much Joey and or Pacey and Dawson. Who else was she going to go after?
Well, there was also this also happened because I think Joey started taking like art classes.
Oh yeah, because I I watched it on the DVDs is when I first experienced all of Jack
Hmm.
during my Dawson rewatch.
Yeah.
That drawing scene was
Yes. Okay. So yes. So her and Jack started hanging out, and there was a little bit of a light relationship forming. They were dating, but like it was much
hmm
just like heavy petting mostly. Um, and because of the year that this aired, 1998, maybe 99, Titanic was big. Um,
hmm oh oh Titanic.
everybody wanted to date Leonardo DiCaprio.
Draw everyone wanted him to draw me like one of your French girls.
So what does Joey do? She asks Jack to model, or he volunteers. I can't really remember how that happened.
Hmm
And he poses nude for her. And somehow this picture gets out. So, and there's rumors. There's also an episode where a note is passed around about, last night was great. It was the best experience of my life, whatever. So there's this whole episode where the whole school's trying to figure out who had sex. um, Dawson says he had sex with Jen, and which is a lie. And Joey says she had sex with Jack the night of the painting, and that was a lie because they're trying to make each other jealous.
Uh-huh.
And the other two, Jack and Jen, say that didn't happen. You're lying. And it ends up being that Andy and Pacey had sex.
Real quick, season 2 is one of my favorite seasons of Dawson's Creek. I just love it. I feel like
I've seen the first season the most, so I feel like I'm just like up with it. But I really do like the first 4 seasons a lot.
I like 2 and 6 the most. One of the reasons why I love 2 is I love Abby Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
The train wreck that was Abby Morgan. Just the actress that plays her just did a great job. And her funeral, I know this is an episode about Jack, but that funeral where Jen gets up there,
Yeah.
Jen had some good scenes in
We'll do an
episode.
Abby episode. Save it for that.
We already do a whole Abby segment.
Right. So I feel like seeds were planted.
Mm-hmm.
With him being shy, awkward, whatever. He was kind of mysterious. We didn't really know too much about him, so you really could have did anything. Sorry, I went like this because I saw a little something floating. You really could have done anything with his character. But in the episode where we're trying to figure out who had sex at the end, after we find out who had sex, Jen and him have a little moment, and he kind of admits to her that he couldn't get it up, or he couldn't keep it up. And I feel like that was the first major seed.
Mm-hmm.
And also that scene was kind of like the beginnings of Jack and Jen as like, the fag hag, like besties, like relationship. Will and Grace, whatever you want to call it. um, so then mid-season, there's an episode, well, there's a two-parter, where Jack is forced to read a poem that he wrote in front of the entire English class. And it's basically an erotic poem about a man.
Which I was always, when I was younger, I was like, why would you write that if you thought there might be the chance of anyone reading it? I wouldn't want anyone to read that when I was his age. I know when I would write papers and that, I'd be like, oh, I'd like to just speak the truth. Not in this town.
Yeah, why would you want your English teacher to read that?
Yeah. I mean, that's when, to me, that's when you write, you hold on to it, and then you turn in the other one. I mean, right? I applaud him for having the courage to turn that in, because I wouldn't have.
You know, I could be wrong, but because you said that, I feel like it could be like one of those like Mandela effect, fake memory things. But I feel like maybe he did write two, and Abby, because she's a troublemaker, read the erotic one and handed in the erotic one for him. I could be wrong, but it feels like something that Abby would have done.
What did Abby not do?
I'll have to rewatch it and get back to you.
I know. No, I'm it too. I was like, I thought I knew my Dawson's Creek knowledge.
So yeah. So he has to read that in front of the class, and the English teacher was kind of a dick. He could see that he was visibly upset and didn't want to do this, and he still forced him to push through it.
Kind of a dick? No, he was full on prick.
Yeah.
There was no kind of about it. Because I remember going, no, you don't. Like, I was, when Pacey stood up and spit in his mouth, I was like, you go, Pacey. And that's probably the moment I fell in love with Pacey.
I was just going to say, I think this is the moment. I was like, okay, I love you.
It's like, going forward, I don't ever remember thinking, wait, was I ever team Dawson and Joey? Because Pacey was really someone you could count on.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see that it was a straight man taking up for Jack.
It's weird because I've said this before. I don't usually go for the couples that we're told are endgame from the pilot because I don't like to be told who I'm supposed to like. I want to just have it happen naturally. But for some reason, the WB had me brainwashed, and those first couple of seasons, I was like, no, it's Dawson and Joey. Like, it didn't even like occur to me that there were any other options.
That final scene. Okay, my mom, 2 cousins, and I gathered around May 2003 to watch.
Oh, by then I knew there was another option.
To watch the series finale, and the whole time when they finally like kind of went away, they're pulling back. We're like, please be Pacey, please be Pacey, please be Pacey, and then we all screamed when it.
Oh my god! Me and my best friend in high school, we both loved her, Joey and Pacey, and we were watching the finale like separate, but we were calling each other during commercial breaks.
I miss moments like that.
And then I was like, okay, it's back on. I'll play back.
I feel for the kids that don't get that these days.
Well, now you could just text through the whole show. Like, you don't even need to like.
Yeah, but you don't get no emotion.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you don't get that. Sorry, I'll call you later, bitch. It's back on. Or not even saying bye, just like, it's back on.
Right.
Or someone yelling,
and just knowing,
on, hurry, and you're running from the kitchen with your sandwich and you're drinking,
Yeah.
Bring back memories.
So then the whole school starts to like, gossip about Jack possibly being gay because of this poem. And he's denying it. Even Joey is like defending him, but she's kind of has her doubts, and she like flat out asks him, "Are you gay?" And he says no. This all happens within the first episode. The second part of the episode, Jack is gay. Well, because he has his gay haircut, his little flip. He got a haircut, and he's wearing more form-fitting clothes, but he's saying he's not gay. I'm like, okay. but they gave you the uniform. The 1999 uniform.
It's interesting how powerful it is that when you come out, like it's like just this relief,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I can put on the clothes I like, the uniform as you call it, and I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where's my little rainbow flag? And
So throughout the whole episode, there's this still debate if he's gay or not. And Joey asked him at least 2 or 3 times, and the final time he finally admits that he is.
one reason I think this was all written very well was because the creator, who was also a writer, was or is openly gay.
Mm-hmm.
And there was other staff, team members on the writing staff, I believe, like that were openly gay as well, or at least I know they are now. So I bet that they were able to handle it from experience.
Oh, I totally skipped over a huge part of that. The second part of the story, probably. His father is back in town because their mother has mental illness, and
Mm-hmm.
which I don't understand why the father wouldn't be in town or they wouldn't hire a house nurse. The kids are taking care of the mother, and they're in school, so she's not always supervised. And she gets out of the house quite a few times throughout the season. Because I remember Pacey having to bring her home.
There's only one good parent on this entire show, and she's technically not even her full parent. She's just a grandmother, Grams.
Grams. I love Grams. So yeah, the father is back in town, and he catches one of this letter because I'm assuming after Pacey spit in the teacher's face and there was all this drama that he was notified about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very, bigoted, I don't have a gay son, because they also have a brother that died.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his pride and joy. So this was something that Jack felt like he had to live up to. And so he pushed down him being gay because he felt like that would be a disappointment to his father, which it was.
There's that whole carrying on the family name.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, maybe the family name should stop right here.
I believe there was this big emotional scene where, Jack is crying, they're screaming at each other, and Jack is just like, I'm gay, and you're going to accept it. He just flats out say it, and he doesn't want to hear it. And it just gets to a boiling point where Andy's just comforting Jack, holding him up, sobbing. Mm-hmm. And Andy basically tells the father to leave and don't come back. Whew, I
wonder had I seen that the first time around, would it have changed things for me? Maybe seeing someone not afraid to be who they are.
Yeah. See, this is another situation where, okay, I did see this and I was like, oh my God, there's a gay character on one of my favorite shows. He's a main cast member. Oh my God. I don't know any other gays. Meanwhile, my best friend's guy. But again, this is a small town, and the way they portrayed it, it was almost like he was the only one. And I'm like, I'm the only one in my school.
It isn't. They are bad about portraying it that way. It's like there is one gay in the whole school, and you're like, no.
I feel like something like that would actually maybe prompt others to come out, or at least privately to that person, so they can form their own little friendship and community, a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they never really went that route. It was groundbreaking enough for them just to have a main cast member that was gay and have.
They were probably fighting the WB on, all of that.
Probably. But I feel like once they got over that hurdle, then it became, because I don't know if you know this fact. I feel like
because when you think about it, Willow didn't come out until 2000, I think, or 2000. So Jack, so Jack was technically.
So the season that Willow came out, they wouldn't let her kiss Tara.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wanted Jack to be the first gay kiss on the WB.
They say television,
but that is not necessarily true. It is,
I
but it
think
is
it was prime time television.
maybe on a drama because Will and Grace was out and they had, sitcoms always did like
Well, they didn't have. I don't think like a full on make-out kiss. I think Dawson's Creek was the first.
probably, but yeah, but sitcoms did it. I'm sure Ellen did it. I didn't really watch Ellen that much, so I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
Because Will and Grace did a very special episode where they go down to where the Today Show is, because Jack is mad about his favorite TV show has a same sex kiss in it, and then as they're about to go to the kiss, and they're all excited, Grace is like, "Gay sex is so hot," and they look at her weird, and then like the camera is just you don't see it, but it's like Fanny and Jack's like, "Not the flames, the flamers or whatever," because they don't show the kiss.
Oh,
So
so
they go down.
it's like Madame Marvel's place.
Yes. So they go down to the Today Show, and Al Roker's there, and Jack's all like, "When are we going to get to see a two men kiss on TV?" Blah blah blah. And Will's like, "Sooner than you think," and pulls Jack in for a kiss.
Oh.
And I want to say that was season 3, which would have been
After.
90. Let's see, started in 98.
Mm-hmm.
2000, 2001. And they were wearing coats, so it would have had to have been the winter time. This is so sad how I remember TV shows.
Well, Jack's first kiss happened in 2000.
So this would have been around the same time, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, so in season 3, actually, the season ends with Jack getting kicked out of his house because his father comes back to town to stay, finally.
It's like,
And
didn't Andy tell you to stay away?
Grams, who has always been like, this super religious, always trying to like get Jennifer to go to church, allows him to move in. I was like, oh, Grams.
Grams is a role model Christians should look up to. Because no matter how many times Jen said, "I don't believe in God," or Jack came around, or Joey snuck through Dawson's door or window, she was always there and supportive and loved them no matter what.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget the season 3 opener. It's like the first day of school, everybody's getting ready, whatever, and they show like a breakfast scene, and it's Jack and Jen. And they're just like, handing things over, setting the table, and Gramps is just standing in the doorway, and they're like, "What?" And she's like, "How long have you guys been married?"
I love Jack and Jen's relationship.
Yeah. So in season 3, Jack finally starts to date. I think he has an online thing, like maybe he's chatting with somebody online. And around mid-season, Jen kind of pushes him to meet him in person.
Is this Ethan?
It's not Ethan, it's Parker.
Oh, Parker.
Yeah. Ethan was on Queer as Folk.
No.
I know who you're talking about. Both guys broke Buffy's heart, so I hated them both.
Well,
Ethan was Scott in season 3 of Buffy.
yes. Parker is Ethan
on Dawson Creek?
Yes. On Dawson, his name was Ethan. On Buffy, his name was Parker.
Yes. Okay.
I can only confirm this because I'm looking at a photo right now on the screen. It has all the romances of Jack McPhee.
Oh, okay. Well,
I wanted to make sure I had it right.
Because you meant, okay, so tangent. On our last episode, or 2 episodes ago, when we talked about the original Queer as Folk, you brought up the guy that Justin dates in season 2, who was on Buffy, who played Scott. And I forgot to mention that I hate him because he broke Buffy's heart.
I don't know what it is, but that guy, because of what he did to Buffy, if you hurt Buffy, it's like you hurt me.
Yeah.
It's like you hurt my soul. It's like you took out my heart and stomped on it.
Yeah, he tricked her into a one-night stand.
I know. Trust me. Even then, I knew that was bad.
I'm glad that when she was all caveman Buffy, cavewoman Buffy, and she was drunk, she got to hit him over the head.
Yeah, and then he on Dawson breaks Jack's heart. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm just like, sorry, dude, you will never play in something I'll probably like you in. Because you
Okay,
broke
so
Buffy and Jack's heart.
Jack meets him at some like camping retreat. Jen goes on with him, and they hit it off. Not necessarily romantic. He's a little bit older. I think he's a college guy. Um, but they shake up a friendship, and they keep in touch. And then the season ends with everybody like facing their fears and like whatever. Joey's running to stop Easy from leaving town, and she leaves with him. Dawson does his ugly cry that became a popular gif that's all over the internet. Jen runs to go tell her like freshman lover that she loves him,
Oh,
and Jack goes to the college and he kisses Ethan, and that's the first gay kiss in primetime. Allegedly.
side note, my favorite thing about season 3 is when Jen becomes a cheerleader.
Because she's like a blonde Daria as a cheerleader.
I love cheerleader Jen. I think she's so funny because she hates it.
She hates it so much. And the one that she stole it from is Caitlin from Sunset Beach, Belinda.
So.
Yeah, she's like showing up at like Doc Martens for cheerleading practice.
And she becomes captain. So unrealistic, but okay.
Yeah, it was so good. This is making me want to watch it.
I was thinking the same thing. I gotta break out to Dawson's Creek.
I'm like, wow, the show was really good.
We'll talk about shows I haven't watched in a long time, and I'm like, I need to revisit this.
Yeah, I mean,
I did it last time too when we talked about Dawson's Creek. I started season 3 because it was like I've seen 1 and 2 so much.
A little behind the scenes trivia. We're strictly going off memory tonight, so and we're old, so Godspeed.
I'm younger than he is. No.
Shut up. You're no longer in the CW demographic, the 18 to 34.
Don't worry about me. I'm on a different box on everything where as for age. I moved down 1.
They don't care about your money.
I know. I'm in the like CBS demographic now. Watching cop shows.
Now you're like in the women 18 to 54 demo. The soap opera demo.
I'm proud to be there. I've earned those.
So bubbles. So I don't know if you remember this, but how do I describe his character? So when Jack goes to kiss Ethan, he thinks this is a grand, gesture of love, and they're gonna be together. And I'm cheering him on. And I'm like, oh my god, they're in love, they kiss, whatever. There's a guy there that Ethan is clearly seeing, and he kind of like breaks Jack's heart. The guy's sitting there. How do I describe him? He's been on things. He was on Nashville. He was the record producer in the first couple episodes that Hayden's character was sleeping with. Yeah, and he was on
the one that Rena had a thing for in the past.
No, the one that she said stop getting married and start dating. The younger guy.
Oh, he was on the guy who was on One Tree Hill?
Yeah, the guy that was on One Tree Hill. So he's the boyfriend.
He's Parker, or Ethan's boyfriend? See, yes. His name's Parker to me.
Yeah. Yes. I only realized that maybe like probably in the last 10 years on one of my rewatches. I was like, oh my god, I know him.
How is he only just a side character on all these things? Let's give him a full-time gig.
I mean, he played Billy Abbott on The Young and the Restless for a year and a half in 2014.
I didn't watch that one.
And he was on one tree also.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just like a fun trivia that I was like,
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
remember this. Yeah.
I will say one thing I liked about their kiss not being the way, like fireworks and all that. That's how many first kisses are. Just blah. Nothing special.
I don't remember my first kiss.
Oh, I do. I remember mine.
Okay. I remember my first girl kiss. Because I was in kindergarten and I used to trick her. I used to like pretend like I was gonna shake her hand goodbye, and then I would pull her in and kiss her and like run because she tried to hit me with the lunchbox. But I don't remember like my first like romantic kiss, because when it comes to kissing, I'm kind of a whore.
Well, my first kiss was not. It was in a bar. Anything that begins with a story in a bar, you know, ain't going to end well.
My first kiss. Okay.
My first kiss, we kiss, swap numbers, we talk for a little bit. We don't talk anymore. Find out. I don't know if he's bi or what. I mean, because I didn't know him, but I know he got married and they have a kid and he's a doctor.
Oh.
Only because I remember his first name.
Okay. Well, you don't have to say it on here.
Well, no. Because if he's not out, I'm not going to out him. Not that he's watching. This was 2013.
Maybe it was as memorable to him as it was for you.
We both were intoxicated, which isn't a good first kiss. If you gave me a compliment, I was easy. I was so easy. It's a shame. I'm glad I'm not like that no more.
You know what? I remember my first night out at a gay bar, and that's when I had my first kiss. So yeah, I remember it. It was good. It was the guy that I liked who really wasn't that interested, so I slept with his best friend, and it was him.
I can't even tell you if this was good. I just remember being tipsy and I was like, I haven't had a first kiss. And he's like, oh, well, can I be your first kiss? I was like, oh, what the hell? And that's kind of how it happened.
Was that a gay bar?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was 25. It was time to have my first real kiss.
No, and no, because you said he's married to a woman and has kids now.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a gay bar.
So he was just hanging out at a gay bar?
I don't know. He had a lot of, like male gay friends, but I don't, like I said, we didn't talk long enough to get into like, let's see, bi or anything like that. So he seems happy and I wish him the best.
Okay.
But ghosting me still made you a dick. You could have just said, not interested.
All right, let's move past Aaron's trauma.
My first girl kiss, though, was at a club as well. Like I said, I hate all my stories being at a club. And we were all dancing. She kissed my ex and then pulled me in.
I thought you were saying she kissed your ass.
Oh, no, she kissed my ex and then pulled me in for a kiss. I was like, yeah, I don't care for this.
That just reminded me, one time Jess and I were in the city and we just like randomly like, let's just go out clubbing. I don't know, it was like probably like a Friday night or whatever. So we're at this club, gay club, and this older guy, because I was probably like in my late 20s, he was in his like mid 40s, was flirting with me, bought me a drink, whatever. Nice guy talking and whatever, but he had this friend that was kind of like a little standoffish, a little shyer, but hot. And he was kind of standing in the corner and he kept eyeing me. And I was like, I see you looking at me. So I started talking to him and we were talking, and we started making out. And then his friend got jealous and he was like, this always happens. I reel him in, he gets him, and he grabbed Jessica and like shoved his tongue down Jessica's throat. And she was like a fish. She's like, I didn't want this.
So, I'm not. Oh, I don't. Yeah. I would have been if I was Jessica, I would have flapped on, be like, psh.
And he lived on Staten Island, and I was like really drunk and never been to Staten Island, so I was like, she was waiting for a guy to show up who I didn't think was going to show up, but he did, whatever. And I was like, all right, well, you have fun with your friend. I'm going to Staten Island.
See,
and I was like, how does one get to Staten Island from here? Where's the ferry?
Oh, most club kisses don't turn out well. My second kiss was also in a club, and after kissing, I guess he thought he could try to put his hand down my pants, and I was like, no. We were in the middle of a dance floor.
That's what back rooms are for.
Well, no,
that's what queer folk.
I was just like, and he kept trying to put his hand in my pants, and I was just like, that is not what we do in public. It's like, I am a lady. Have my honor to withhold. I mean, I'll make out with you in front of everybody. That's different. Don't stick your hand out. I'm not a fan of that.
I would have been. I'm such a dick. I was like, "Are you my boyfriend?" No.
And then they would have run off as soon as she said that.
I'm like, oh, guess not.
She would have been like, I want to have 2 kids and a dog. What about you? Ooh, commitment. No. So Jack's first kiss led to that.
Look at the tangent that sent us on.
Mm-hmm. The stories.
So season 4 for Jack was kind of the beginning of him not having story anymore. He kind of became a side character, just like the token gay character.
He didn't get story again until season 5, and even then,
But even in 5 and 6, he was missing from episodes. He would kind of catch us up on what was going on with him, like of things that happened off screen. Like he really didn't have a lot. He joined a frat in college, and he suddenly had a drinking problem, and his grades were like going down the toilet. I remember in season 4 there was a 2-parter because this was when Joey had sex for the first time.
Took 2 whole hours for that storyline.
It was like their senior class trip, and they went skiing.
That's
like a
right.
Ski lodge. And I guess Jack was like really struggling with like being lonely, and him and Jen broke into the mini fridge and got drunk, and they ended up kissing very aggressively. I think to the point where maybe they almost had sex, but then they realized what they were doing. And I was just kind of like, really? We're doing this? We're gonna do the Steven. Well, at that point, I didn't know who Stephen Carrington was. But now, in hindsight, I'm like, really? You tried to do the Stephen Carrington thing? Like, he's gay, he's not gay?
I hate when they do that.
But I get it. When I get drunk, sometimes I make out with girls too. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't.
Usually at a club.
Those days are behind me.
So in season 6, him and Pacey get an apartment together. They're roomies.
They had that really fun roommate who, because this was the time when people were kind of, do you call it punk rock? Or she was in the band.
Oh, yeah.
To me, the best thing about season 5 and 6 was Audrey coming along. She really rocked that group.
Honestly, Audrey, there were a handful of things that kept me watching, but Audrey was the main thing that kept me coming back every week. I thought she was hilarious. I loved it.
She was. Mm-hmm.
And since Dawson's Creek, whenever I see Busy Phillips, I just, watch whatever she's in.
She's so funny.
Yeah, she's so funny. She's on Girls 5 Eva right now. Hilarious. And I think it's really cool that her and Michelle Williams are still besties.
Oh my, yeah, like they're
like
amazing friends. And what's funny is Betsy's very, big personality just all the time, it seems. And Michelle Williams is kind of just like, just doesn't seem like just.
They probably balance each other out.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't know how they act behind closed doors.
I would love to know how Michelle, how they act behind closed doors. I bet that'd be fun.
Jack dates a guy
who is Kevin from Young and Restless.
and Leo from Days.
And Leo from Days. That's
right.
when I was first introduced to him.
Me too. Played
Loved
by
him.
Greg Ricart. Because I just remembered him. I don't know if it was because, oh my god, there's a gay couple. I don't like. It stuck with me.
Jensen
Because,
Ackles was on that season too.
Oh my god, yes, he was. But yeah, like a year or two later, he pops up on The Young and the Restless, and that's how I equated. I was like, oh, it's the guy from Dawson's Creek. And I was like, is he gay on the show too? He wasn't. Although fans of YNR have been begging for him to come out as gay for years. Maybe not every fan, but a lot of fans. I've seen it. So that's why it was such a big deal that he got to play a gay character on Days.
It's interesting though, the two brothers that play brothers in real life, they're openly gay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
cool.
I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want Kevin to come out because I think it should be like a gay person should be able to play a straight person. It's just acting.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like.
I mean, we've had that in soaps. I mean, well, like you said, they're brothers and they're both playing straight men on that show. Yeah. Kevin Spears has played straight as Craig on Days for years, and only recently did they have that character come out, and ironically paired with Greg Ricart's character.
Well, and I wonder if that's why people got mad, because they were kind of like, what, just because he came out, we have to have his, you know. People are going to get mad about everything, though.
Yeah. But overall, you know, the character of Jack was groundbreaking for its time. It was.
Are we not going to talk about the series finale?
Oh, right. I was like, what happened in the series finale?
We'll talk about.
So, throughout the series, Pacey
has made fun of his brother.
Made fun of his brother about being gay. Not in a derogatory way. Just in a brotherly way, you know, saying it's fine, come out. I accept it. Like, why don't you accept it? And it was always like this back and forth. I'm not gay, and he's like, your Barbra Streisand collection says otherwise, like stuff like that.
Well, it's one of those things. If the joke is funny and it's not coming from a place of hate, it can be humorous.
So, in the series finale, there was a 5-year time jump, and we have a quick scene in the beginning where Jack is speeding and he gets pulled over by Pacey's brother, who's the sheriff at this point, and he lets him off with a warning and a kiss because they have a secret gay relationship.
And I remember like us all gay, we were all gasping. It was like
I remember being like, Pacey was right, yes. And what's great is Kevin Williamson came back to write the finale, so he basically went full circle with that character.
When I heard he was coming back for the finale, it's like, oh, thank God, it's gonna be it's gonna be a true version.
Yeah, it did not disappoint.
No, it did not. It stands on its own.
It does.
Well, you could almost watch it without having to watch the 6 seasons. Just be like, oh, these friends are reuniting.
Yeah. Yeah, so by the end of the series finale, Pacey's brother ends up getting the courage to come out. An older couple's walking on the beach, and he says, oh, I'm just, hanging out, kissing my boyfriend. And she's like, that's nice, dear. And I'm like, wow, things have really come a long way in Cape Side in 5 years.
Imagine what Cape Side's like now.
It's probably like Liberty Avenue. They have a gay district now.
All I know is I've never cried so much in my life when well, I'm sure I have since then. But at that time, man, the tears were pouring.
Yeah. R.I.P. Jen Lindley.
I know. That little speech she gives looking in the camera, all frail, and I'm just like, why, God, why?
Oh, and then after she dies and Graham kisses her on the forehead and she says, I'll see you soon. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it. Poor Graham.
You're like, I'm going to watch it tonight.
I know, I'll cry. I still think when I watch it, it makes me, that speech and that Jules song that plays.
Mm-hmm. Hands.
Yes.
Well, that struck a chord too because it was in the series,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually made it to the DVD.
I'm shocked
Surprisingly, yeah.
because the theme song didn't.
Yeah, so season 1 on the DVD, they pretty much have all the music.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, it's patchy. There is some of the original and some not, and then season 3, the Canadian theme song.
Yeah, because Shimmer is not in. I don't think Shimmer's in the DVD. I love that song.
And then the series finale, which came out as a movie in its own, that has all the music from the episode in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
I will say I do like that song that they replaced it with. It took a moment for me to.
I don't even know what it is, honestly. I've never watched it because whenever in a rewatch, I've gotten up to the finale, I just pop in my movie DVD because I want to see the cut scenes with Andy. I want to see the whole thing.
Oh no, I'm just talking about like the DVDs for 3 through 6, that have like Run Like Mad.
Oh, that grew on me. I ended up actually, after watching it, binging it, I would just start singing it. So.
And you can't find that song anywhere.
Run Like Mad?
Yeah, I've tried.
Really?
Yes.
Is it not a real song? Did they only make it for
No, it's a real song.
That's
I just
weird.
don't. Well, I don't download stuff like some. So it's not on my Apple or iTunes or anything like that.
Why'd you gesture at me?
Gesture at you.
You nodded at me like some.
No judgment, because some of us in this space benefits from what,
You act like I'm still on LimeWire.
Oh, real quick, do you remember the special episode where they all get HIV tested?
No.
Oh yeah, like they all do, and I was like, oh my! I was thinking they're gonna give. I thought that was gonna be like Jack's, because he had a big storyline. I thought, oh, are they gonna?
Was this in high school or college?
Season 6.
Oh, see, I don't really remember a lot about season 6 because I hated it.
You hate season 6?
I think maybe I watched it through once or twice.
I really enjoy season 6.
Oh, I hated it. I hated what they did to Audrey. I hated that they broke Audrey and Pacey up. But there are things I did like. I like Joey and Oliver Hudson's character.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that didn't work out, they were like, they gave us a little like Pacey and Joey like nuggets, like when they got stuck. Love the episode where they got stuck in the store overnight. She shaved his face. So
I've never been so happy for someone to shave their face. It did not.
I didn't care. I liked it on him. It was just romantic because I just remember like when she patted him, she was like, "There you are," and I was like, "Oh."
You're like, "Oh."
I was like, "Get back together."
You have 21 more episodes to go.
But
I would say that's what I remember.
Yeah, me too. And that's pretty much it. We went through every season. I mean, he wasn't in season 1. But yeah, I love Dawson's Creek. I loved him on Dawson's Creek. I'm like, maybe I should rewatch it now.
It was fun to watch the actor go to Riverdale and play Mr. Honey. And a complete jerk.
He was almost the English. He basically played the English teacher.
Yeah, he did. So.
Yeah, and I saw him in an episode of that show Stalker like 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. It was when he first went gray. I was like, oh, Jack looks really gray.
Jack looks good with gray hair.
Yeah, he does.
Jack would be a total daddy.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything else to say,
I don't.
Thanks for joining us, guys, for our special Pride edition of Queers and Soaps. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night, guys. Bye.
Bye.